Yo, what is up? So listen to this. You're into the sales bit now, and without a doubt, this is my favorite thing to talk about on fucking earth. I love sales. Fucking love sales. I've been doing sales myself for 22 years. Started off at about 17, selling cars, and this is where all of my experience in sales and business comes from the car trade, and anybody that knows me will know that. So now I've been selling, like I say, 22 years. And in that period of time, we've sold, in the car business, we were doing £25 million a year of sales annually. 25 million, pretty big number. Over like a 7-year period, we did $250 million in revenue. Biggest sale I've ever had in my life, like one sale, was 4.5 million. And it was a company. And what I've learned from selling every kind of fucking thing you can imagine, from cars to boats to fucking companies and properties, that the processes and the principles behind sales, whether the thing is 50 quid personal training or a 4.5 million pound business, it is exactly the same thing. It's the same process. It's the same transference of emotion that you need to make that sale and to make the transaction happen. So I've been doing this shit a long time. I fucking love selling. In fact, the only thing I like more than making a sale myself is if I see somebody selling who had a problem with selling before, you know, they weren't able to do it, they didn't like sales for some reason, whatever, they avoided it. If I can use what I've gleaned from 22 years experience and give that knowledge, skill, and ability to someone else, watching them sell using my shit gets my fucking mushroom tip moist, right? And I'll leave you that mental picture. So, what I'm going to be talking about over all of this shit is really that you are not a born salesperson. There is no such fucking thing as somebody born to sell. Well, I'll tell you what there is. There's probably people who just do some things naturally. You're like, fuck, what shit? And they probably don't even know why they do it the way they do it. You know, the natural ability is in them, but it is a skill. Selling is a skill. The great thing about this is that you can learn the skill of sales. Even if you're not one of those natural salespeople, because it is a skill, not an attribute, it's a skill. You can learn it, you can practice it, and you can fucking master it. And you can be as good as, if not even better than some of those people, if that's your wish. But really, all you need to do is be good enough at sales so that it never holds you back anymore. You don't need to be the next fucking Jordan Belfort or me. You don't need to sell like me. You need to sell like you. I'm going to give you the skills, knowledge, and ability that I've taken 22 years to master. And by the way, I still study sales every fucking day. And I still do sales every fucking day. And I still love doing it. And I think when you've seen the information I'm about to give you, you're going to begin to love it too. All right. So what are we going to go through? Well, first, before you go into this, because this is my awesome intro, before you go into any of these videos, I'm going to want you to have like a coffee or a water or whatever the fuck. Have that shit around you, because I'm going to go into some real depth in these. And have a pen and some fucking paper, because you're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to take notes. What's going to lead to your ability to get results with this stuff is the notes that you take, how much in depth, how much you get from these, and how much you understand, the depth of knowledge you begin to get from these videos. It means you may have to watch them a couple of times. And then how much you put into practice. You're going to have to watch these videos, put into practice, take notes, and practice over, because repetition is the thing that's going to make you better at this. It's, fuck me, like anything in life. I mean, were you the perfect deadlifter when you tried deadlifting? No. Did that stop you deadlifting? No. You realized that you were learning a new skill. You're learning a new movement. Sales is going to be exactly the fucking same. You're going to watch these videos. You're going to learn something. You're going to take away a lot of information. And then you're going to try and apply that information and skills in a real life setting. And then at the end, you're going to have to review how you think you did and see what you can learn from every time you go into that sales environment and you start to put these skills into practice. So my point is, you're going to get a lot of information. You've got to apply it. Mastery comes from repetition with this shit. Yeah? Okay, what else do you need to talk about? Oh yeah, the actual thing I'm going to teach you here is the Ascension 3D selling system. That's what it is. That's what I call what I've created, okay? You have to have a name for it, otherwise it's not cool, right? You can't just say it's sales. This is the Ascension 3D selling system. Now, I didn't just make that up fucking sitting on the toilet, you know, looking at Facebook. The way I see it, there are 3 dimensions to sales. So it's selling in 3 dimensions. And I'm not going to say one is more important than the other. But what I will say is, if you do not do all 3, your chances of having a sales success are very, very slim to none. You've got to have the inner game of sales figured out. So there is a whole inner game, meaning before you even speak a single word, you've got to understand where this conversation is going up here and how you're going to get to the successful outcome at the end. And you've got to believe in your ability to get there in the first place, right? So there is like I hate using the word mindset, but there is a state of mind. There is a living in the solution versus living in a problem type thinking that comes with mastery of the inner game, which will allow you much greater success with your sales. All right, then there's the outer game. So it's your internal perception, which I've just described, becomes your external projection. Your level of certainty here will transfer to your level of certainty in the field. And that level of certainty is going to either maintain, yes, momentum all the way to a close, or fucking you're going to be a sales prevention officer. If you can't get those 2 things to match up, you're not going to get a sale. And then the last section, so you get inner game, outer game. Last section is mastering and controlling the sale. It's like being a really effective negotiator, influencer, persuader, salesperson, whatever you may want to call it. Being super, super effective at tying it all together and ending up with the right answer at the end, which obviously is yes. So getting yes. I'm going to show you how to close anyone who's closable over the next few videos, okay? And it's all going to come down to that 3D system, mastering the 3 tenets: inner game, outer game, and mastering. Sorry, the 3 dimensions: inner game, outer game, and mastering and controlling the sale. The 10 tenets is a different thing. So I'm going to go through the 10 laws or principles that you must abide by. They're the overarching governors of the whole sales process. I'm going to give you all of that information in the 10 tenets. And then there's a couple of sections at the end where I'm going to talk about effective qualification, effective presentation, and effective closing. Like basically fucking sealing the deal, the bacon sealer, right? So most people think sales, that's where it all happens at the end, but really there's a lot of stuff that comes in the pre-frame that sets up that closing, makes it much, much easier for you to do. But again, it's still important to have practice to close. Most people fail because they never envision getting that close date, and then when it comes to actually saying, hey, you going for that? They just get all shitty and end up fucking, you know, apologizing for the sale, or they try and push it so hard at the end, they end up buying it back, and it's, it just becomes a massive hurdle for them to get over that last part, which should be super easy. All of a sudden it's like, and then people start to fear going there. They start to avoid asking for money. They hate asking for money at all. It seems really awkward, and they stumble over that bit. And it can all really just turn to shit after doing everything else so well. It can turn to shit in the final moments, and people then start to get, fuck. That I'll think about it starts to become what people hear instead of yes, which is what I hear and what I want you to hear. Okay? So now you've watched my super awesome intro. Make sure you've got your pen and your pad and you're ready to go. I can't wait to see what you think about these videos. I can't wait to see the results you start getting when you start using this sales system, because it's super fucking effective. Believe me, if you do even half as well as the guys in Ascension that are using this to close big ticket shit, and those guys are not even salespeople, by the way, if you do half as well as those dudes, you're going to be really, really impressed. All right? So enjoy the videos. I'm going to see you on the other side.